What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 405 Fragrances, and today we're going to be talking about a fragrance from Paris Corner that came out about 4 or 5 months ago, I believe. And the one we were going to look at is Mawj Moscow Mule. And first off, I just want to talk about this presentation. It's like this thick frosted glass, and the video is not really doing this justice because it kind of looks like it's gray right now, but it's like this frosted Carolina blue color. The color scheme on this is just fantastic, and it's got this thick, I'm talking thick glass at the bottom. The base, the gap between the bottom where the juice actually ends is about that thick, so it is a very good quality build. Cap is, thick plastic cap. Nothing special, but it gets the job done. Let's talk about how this smells. Now, this is a clone of Kilian's Blue Moon Ginger Dash. Now, I have never smelled Ginger Dash, so I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I have. So I can't really tell you how accurate of a clone it is to the real thing. But I will say, if the real thing smells anything like this, it must smell amazing because this stuff is great. So I picked this up at Burlington. It was $35 for 100 ml. And I've noticed at Burlington here lately, the Middle Eastern fragrances have been hitting the shelves. Been seeing a lot of Latafas, and now I'm starting to see a lot of Paris Corners. Picked up 2 Paris Corner fragrances in the last week, including this one from Burlington, that were both about the same price as you can find them on discounters. So not a huge difference, but maybe a couple dollars more than what you pay online, but you're getting it right there, so it's worth it. Let's talk about how this smells though. So in the opening, you're gonna get hit with this really heavy and a little bit, I don't want to say synthetic, but it's like a sharp lemon opening. And when I say lemon, I don't mean like, cutting open a lemon and just smelling it. It's almost like if you peeled a lemon and smelled the peel of it. That's kind of what it smells like. It's like a lemon and ginger combination that hits you right in the opening, and it smells really good. Synthetic, don't get me wrong, but it smells really good. And after a while, that mint kind of takes over. That lemon and that ginger kind of goes to the background, and the mint kind of steps into its own role and really gives it this green feel to it. So it's more of like a citrusy green type of fragrance with a little bit of woods to help give it some depth, which is why the performance on this is pretty solid. It's not anything beastly. It's not, something that 2 sprays, everybody within 20 feet is gonna be able to smell you, but it's also not weak either. It's about that 6 to 7 hour range with probably a good hour to hour and a half of moderate projection. If people are within a few feet of you, they're gonna smell you and they're gonna think you smell really good. This is probably gonna get you a lot of compliments if people are able to smell you. The wife approved of this one big time. She smelled it, she loved it, I love it, and it's probably gonna get you some compliments, especially if you spray it on enough. Now, besides the lemon and the ginger and the mint, it doesn't really have this, what I would consider a boozy smell. At least I don't get really much booze from it. I know Ginger Dash, the real thing, has a vodka note. Vodka is not listed in this at all, so I don't get much of a boozy aspect from this, but I really don't think it hurts this fragrance at all because I think the citruses, the woods, and the green aspect is just a wonderful combination. It makes this stuff smell so good. And the other ones in this line, which are also inspired by Kilian fragrances, which you can probably tell by the bottle, if they smell anything close to how good this one smells, I probably need to pick those up too, which one of them's a I'm drawing a blank. Mine can't think of it. One of them is an Angel Share clone, which don't really need because I already have like 2 fragrances that are Angel Share clones, so I probably won't be getting that one. But the other one, Appletini, you need to get a hold of, because I'm pretty sure this line's full of bangers. Just judging by this one, I'm assuming the rest of them are too. But other than that, other than those citruses and the woods and the greens, you're gonna get this almost kind of ambroxan feel to it, which, you know, ambroxan gives things that blue kind of style to it. You know, all your blue fragrances have a lot of ambroxan. It's not a lot, but it's just enough to kind of give it that oomph, you know, so it pushes off the skin a little bit more than it would. Because, you know, fragrances that are really citrus heavy, they're not usually beast performers, but I think the ambroxan kind of gives this one a little bit more of a push, gives it an extra couple hours longevity, so you're not dealing with something that's only going to give you, you know, 2 or 3 hours. You'll get about 6 to 7 out of this. And a lot of people, when they smell this, are going to say that it smells like Nautica Voyage. In the opening, I can kind of see where people might think it smells like Nautica Voyage, but after about 2 or 3 minutes, it doesn't really smell like Nautica Voyage at all. That kind of goes away. Whereas Nautica Voyage is more of like a cucumber water. It's kind of watery. It's not a super beast mode fragrance by any means. One of the all-time great cheapies, but not a beast. This right here kind of goes in its own direction after the first few minutes. This one becomes more about the mint and the greens, whereas, you know, Nautica Voyage just stays, you know, cucumber water, very watery fragrance. This one's got a lot more depth to it than that does. So if you're hesitant on getting this because you think it smells like Nautica Voyage, don't be. After it will in the opening, but after a few minutes, that's gonna go away and this takes its own path, and it's so much better. If you got 35, 40 bucks to spend, you know, pick this up. It's definitely worth it. It's a great fragrance. And if you're just looking for something that you can wear in the springtime and the summertime, go ahead and pick it up. Because I think in the springtime, this is going to be absolutely perfect. You know, here in Oklahoma right now, it's been in the, you know, 20s and 30s for about the last 8 or 9 days. And judging by the forecast, it's going to be that way for about another week or so. So we got about another month before we really get into those spring temperatures. And when that happens, I'm gonna be busting this bad boy out, putting it to the test, and seeing how she really works. I definitely think this will do well in the summertime as well. You know, those high heat days, 90s, 100s. It's a very refreshing scent, so I think it will do pretty well days like that. But yeah, all around just a great fragrance, great presentation, great smell, solid performer, great for the upcoming months, the spring, summer seasons. If you're looking to pick this one up, but you haven't yet, I say go ahead and grab it. It's a great fragrance. I think Paris Corner knocked it out of the park with this. This is great. And if Ginger Dash is anything like this, it's gonna be higher quality, of course. That's about a $300 fragrance. I need to get my nose on a sample of that because that's gotta be incredible, because this stuff is really good for that $35, $40 price point. If you're thinking about getting it, pick it up. It's worth it. It's a great fragrance. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next video.